Hey everybody, my name is Gary, GJK, on many of the forums that I visit. You might visit as well. And I've been asked to put together a little intro video on the Vassal Blood Bowl module that I put together some time ago. Um, just wanted to point out, I obviously have a very old and slow computer, so that's a pretty good indicator that system requirements are not very steep for running Vassal. I also have a 40-inch monitor, so it's probably a larger video than I want it to be. Um, but yes, I have a very large monitor on a piece of crap computer for the moment. So jumping into it, once you have Vassal installed and the module, the Vassal Blood Bowl module downloaded, those instructions are on my website, you'll want to launch Vassal. And I've already done that to save a little bit of time. You'll be presented with the module library. I have a number of games that I've been playing on Vassal for years and years. If you're launching Vassal for the first time, this will be blank. You would simply file, open module, select your Blood Bowl Vassal. I already have it launched or opened already, or have launched it previously, so now we'll just go ahead and open it by double-clicking. And if you're launching it for the first time, you'll be asked to input a player name and a password. Player name is what will show up in the logs, the chat window, and online when you go online to play, should you decide to do that. And you can play it offline, which would be your play by email mode. You can play it online live, or you can load a saved game, which would be the option you would select if you had just received a log file from your opponent in a game you already have going. What we're going to do is take that option because I have some previously saved log files that we're going to run through. This was a match between my brother and a guy from our league a year ago. And I'm just going to jump into probably the middle of it because the first few logs are doing weather and inducements and all that good stuff, and it's not too exciting. So how about lucky number 13? Next, since I do not participate in this, my only options are to observe it or to play. I can take over and play it solitaire. We're going to observe this. If it was a new game or if a game I was involved with, I would see a red team player and a blue team player. And if you've already joined the game as one side, it will recognize that based on the password you entered, and it will automatically join you to the side that you had selected when you first set up. So we're going to observe this game from these two. And once you've launched it, you'll notice you've got your pitch, a bunch of players, and you've got a toolbar window up here. This is all these windows, as you just saw, are completely customizable. You can even split this toolbar off from the main window if you go into your preferences and choose to not use a combined application window. You can zoom in on this, and you can zoom in nice and tight if you need to, in case you don't have a 40-inch monitor. You can set a custom zoom. So it's a nice feature to have. They're in their second turn of the first half. They've got their re-roll set up. The weather is nice. That weather could be adjusted. I'm going to tinker with our game a little bit. There's very sunny. We've got some pouring rain. We've got a snow next. And that's a good visual indicator or a reminder while you're playing. And we got the mud or the dry, sweltering heat. But that's a visual cue when you're playing your game as a reminder. So these guys have been playing. You notice every change that I've made has been logging to this window. If I was recording, beginning a log file, if I was recording my turn, all of that would be echoed to that guy's, your opponent's playback. But what we're going to do is we're going to step through this log that these guys have played, and to do that, there's a button for that, or more simply, just press the page down button on your keyboard, and that will begin the log through it. So Alan is my brother, and he's sending some messages. And he basically just gives a cue of what he's doing. He's standing up player number 3, and he's going to do a 2-die block with some assist there, it looks like. So if you're zoomed in nice and tight, the screen will focus in on wherever it is. Since it was already in view, it didn't do that. But we're focusing in this area here, his player number 3. And he's performing a block, and as you can see, there's a way to indicate that. All these players, if you mouse over them, you'll get their stats. And that can be modified if you open up their properties window. So if it changes during the game or between games, you could apply it, and that will be persistent from game to game. You can indicate the status of the piece, whether it's knocked down or stunned, which way it's blocking. And everything has a keyboard shortcut, so I just use the keyboard. I hardly right-click at all. It goes really quickly. You can send them to the dugouts. You've got the 2 dugouts. Blues is empty. Reds has a guy in reserve there, it looks like. You can put a label if you want to name your players, or you can just simply delete it. So let's continue through this log. Looks like we got a block that's coming in. He rolled a 2-die block. You've got all your dice set up here. You've got a 1-die, 2-die, 3-die block. You've got your combo dice for kickoffs. And you got your 1d8, 6s, 2-die 6, 1-die 6. So he's rolled a 2-die block. He's got a stumble and the defender down. Good roll for him. And so it's a pushback, and as you notice, as every piece moves, it indicates the path that the piece has taken. When you're playing your game, you don't want to count out the number of squares and then just move your piece there, because that's not going to really translate very well in the log. You do want to move square by square, just as if though you were playing on a tabletop. He chooses to follow in this case. He does so. Checks the armor. Almost. He's playing the dwarf team. So he has knocked down the squares. When a player is activated and has done his turn, he will get a yellow box around it. If it is a knockdown player or a knockdown piece, it will have an orange square. And if it is stunned, that will be a red square. So the little pieces don't flip over or anything like that. You use these boxes as indicators. Here we go. We got it stunned here. Okay, so he's just going to stand up the rest of his team, probably end his turn. Nope, he's going to continue moving here. So number 7, you notice how the screen went up to the top of the screen because he was off screen. And, oh, he dodged out of there. And so he missed his dodge, rolled a 1. He's going to have to burn that reroll. He moved his reroll marker to 0. He's burned them all up already in this game. We're only in the second turn. Oof. So far, he's got it. And he's running. He's going to do a pickup attempt. Needs a 4+. He's in a tackle zone. And he's got it, it looks like. We got a blitz going on. You can see you can indicate a blitz. It has a little lightning bolt on that piece. And he moves. The blocks are indicated. I kind of wanted this to look like an NFL playbook type thing. So blocks are indicated with the little markers. And those can be laid on real easily with a control arrow key on the touchpad or on your keypad, or numpad, I guess I should say. So we're going to quickly scroll through this because I think you get the gist of how this goes. At the end of his log file, had this been my brother's opponent's just received this turn, he played through the log file, he would then have the option, he could say yes, I'll go ahead and start my log file, do my turn, or he could say no, save it for later. Since we are not participating in this game, we're just viewing it, I'm going to click no, but what we could do then is we could load the continuation and go right to number 14. And that was because it was an older version of the module. And then my opponent picks up. And so we can go through the entire game and watch this entire game that was recorded by these guys. At the end of your turn, if you hit the end turn button,